Okay. Let me be clear. The Phoenix Suns may have overpaid for Josh Okogie, but be rest assured, the Suns did the right thing by signing him using his bird rights. It makes an easy trade exception in the future.
I hear you, Mr. President. It's just, it's just like we feel like we're done with Okogie, and it's like it just seemed like if he was going to get paid, it would have been a minimum. Mr. 45th President, sir. Wait, what number are you? 44. 44. I'm so sorry. 44.
Yeah, we're 4-4. 4-4.
Well, Mr. Obama,
I understand. I understand your trepidations, Gabe. I really do. But
I hate to hang up on you. I hate to hang up. I've got Sundo ready to start the stream, and we need to get going. We've got 33 people watching, and so.
Who?
Oh, hey, man. Sorry, I was on the phone. I don't know if I hope you guys didn't hear that. That was a private conversation, but you tell me, man, because you're the only one that I've talked to about Okogie. I don't know what people are saying. I don't know what the streets
just go look
want.
at the Discord. People is mad for no reason. They're just really not. They're not looking at the big picture. They just see that Josh Okogie played bad last year. Why did we give him $8 million? You being one of them. And look, I get it. He didn't play well, but I told Gabe pre-stream, I'm willing to give him the Frank pass. You know what I'm saying? Look, everybody played bad last year under Frank. I'm going to go ahead and just use that excuse. I don't care. We're going to give him what we call the F
Here's
pass.
why you're not going to do that. No.
F pass.
Because if I was trying to do that, you would call me out for it.
Yeah. I never said I wasn't a hypocrite, Gabe. Never said I wasn't a hypocrite.
So for the players that you want to excuse, it was Frank. The players you don't like, it was them.
Yep, you got it right.
You
got it right. You got it right, my guy. Look. No, but in all seriousness, so look, it was reported that other teams wanted him. Okay, we needed to fill a last roster spot. We used the bird rights to get him. We gave him more than any other team was probably at this point willing to pay him. We create an easy salary to trade later in the season if we really want to. An exception also. It's fine. It's 2 seasons. I talked about this before. KD's contract's up in 2 seasons. Nurk's contract's up in 2 seasons. So they expect all this salary to roll off in 2 seasons. Getting Okogie keeps his team together basically intact for the next 2 seasons.
I hate your guts right now. Shut up. Stop.
No,
you are spewing so much BS right now. Okay. You don't have to stop, but answer me this. Did Matt Ishbia get to you? Did he pay you off to come on this stream and start talking like this? Because you are acting like a PR person for the Suns right now.
Not a PR. Just looking at the facts. I'm just looking at them, bro. Okay? Facts over feelings, Gabe. Okay? Look, all I'm saying is, if you look at what they did, D-Lee 2 years, Okogie 2 years, they signed Bobo back to give him more bird rights. Like, you just look at what they're trying to do. Okay, they're trying to keep this team intact for 2 years because guess what? The second apron's not going to allow us to do much more. So that's all I'm saying. I'm just looking towards 2026 when KD's contract's up, Nurk's is up, and who else? I think that's really it. And those are the 2 big ones that come up. And I feel like they're just trying to keep the team together until then. That's kind of what I'm seeing with this. Sorry,
okay, well, to me, this move reeks of desperation.
Well, I don't disagree with you on that either, because I also said, look, we were waiting on Lowry to see what happened with him. He went to Philly, so they went ahead and made this move. I got this sense that like they reached out to other players, and Okogie might have been their last option, and so he played his cards right. Like, I'm gonna wait this out. I'm gonna get this bird rights deal whenever they don't get the guy they want, and I think that's what happened. So yeah, I think so. I can agree with you a little bit, but also it's a bird rights deal. It's not going to count against the cap. It's fine. We got him for 2 years. If we we can trade him if we want to. If we don't, he's here for 2 years. The team stays intact for 2 years. They run it back twice. That's what's going to happen. Okay.
Now that Matt Ishby is done talking,
stop it, because I know you're going to get it.
No. I just want to shout out everybody in the chat and say what's up. It's Thursday night. Just got paid. Party's hopping. Feeling right. Booty shaking.
Okay.
All around.
Wow. Okay, NSYNC.
But the point is, what up, little catch-up boy? I just wanted to say what's up to everybody. Will Grigg in the house, little catch-up boy. Ruben had a 5-month message that said, "What's good, boys? What up?" Ruben Sandwich.
Ruben Sandwich to go along with little ketchup boy. That's crazy.
Perfect combo. And they hate each other in the chat. Will Grigg in the house. Slayers. My wife Katie, what's up? Miss Sundo in the house. Allie. If we miss you, sorry. Ivan. Baby Malo. NC Dream. But thank you guys for coming and hanging out. We were
hit that like button as y'all follow it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. It really helps
hit that
out.
Like button for real.
We just well, Sundo remembered the stream, but I'll be honest, I usually like to gaslight in this situation, but I did totally forget that we were gonna live stream. I went and got a massage, bro, at work, and I paid with my debit card that has no money on it, and I get home and Katie's like, "What card did you use?" I was like, "Mine." She's like, "You don't have any money on your card." I'm like, "You're right, I don't." So I called work, and I was like, "Hey, can
you switch these numbers real quick before you bill?"
I go, "I just got out of the massage and I paid, but I don't know why it took my card." She goes, "It didn't."
That's hilarious.
She was like, "But when you got back to work tomorrow, we were going to tell you." I was like, "Okay." And then I paid over the phone. Anywho's it. I massage brain, man. Like, I was in a whole different world. So then we find this news out today. You know, it seems like we only had one roster spot left.
Can we get the timeline right? Let's get the timeline right. Okay. You're going out. Yeah, I guess you're getting a massage. I text you. I say, Lowry goes back to Philly. What did you text me back?
I said, no, you said Lowry's gone. And I said, who? Like, who signed him? And you said Philly. And I said, fat bitch. I was mad.
Bro was upset. So then I texted him. I said, "Hey, are we doing a live stream?" He's like, "Oh, I forgot. Check out this T-bone steak I'm having. I'm in such a good mood." And I said, "Okay, well, we just re-signed Okogie for 2 years, 16 mil, and put bro in an immediate bad mood."
Yeah, I go, why? Why did we give him that much money? Because I was confused. I thought that it's like, first of all, how did we give him that money? Second of all, why? But then you reminded me, we've got his bird rights now, so we're able to pay him. But still, that number is slightly offensive to me because everybody knows, and I hate to count another man's money like this. That's the only thing I don't like about this.
Yeah, we don't do that.
I don't like to do that in general. But it's like, I don't feel like he is worthy of $8 million a year.
This is a wild name. Wild name for this super chat.
But Cranky Krishna.
Thank you for the
appreciate you.
No, here's the deal, man. I mean, well, Ted says second year is not guaranteed, so there's that.
Okay, thank you, Ted.
Look, man, It's the best thing I can say to the fans in the chat who are upset. It's a bird rights deal. It doesn't affect the cap. We get a player back.
Doesn't hurt us in any way.
Doesn't hurt us in any way. We needed to fill the last roster spot. I think from what I'm hearing that Roddy will be cut or traded, and then they're going to fill another roster spot. So I would just hold off, relax. We'll see what happens there. But dude, I mean, it's fine, guys. It's a trade. Like I said, it's a tradable contract. If you want to include him in some sort of package, it's going to be okay. Relax. Now, I was completely joking about giving him the Frank pass. That's just me trying to make Gabe upset, right? And I get it, bro, and I get it. Like, bro, Okogie, not Gabe, was the biggest liability on offense last year. It wasn't even funny, to the point that as soon as we got Royce O'Neal, he was back on the bench, not playing a lot.
Right.
So there's always that.
This is crazy. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, we probably talked about this on Bleacher Report. I said, if Okogie is bare minimum price and the 15th player on the bench, the last player that you turn to, that's a great guy to have as 15. But I don't have much interest in him being 13 or 12 or in that second 10, the second 5 of the 10, where he's getting. I'm done, bro. I don't believe in him anymore. I just don't believe. I know he's a great defender, but only on specific matchups. You know, he can't guard. If he was Kawhi's height and length, I'd be like, I don't care that he can't score. He can play really good defense, and he can guard the best players in the NBA. He can't guard the best players in the NBA. He can guard the best small players in the NBA, but while he's out there, you're 5-on-4 on offense.
Frankie Krishna says, we need Kennard or Hayworth, cut Roddy. Thank you so much for that super chat. Look, not much more I can say about Okogie.
Do you mind pulling up, or do you want me to pull up the current free agent list? I'll do it.
I mean, there's not.
And you tell me if there's nobody on that list that you wouldn't have rather given that roster spot to.
I'm going to be real. I'll look it up right now. It's going to be tough.
Snipe, I agree straight up. I'd play Dunn over him day one. He's over him. Here's the real thing. Okay. This is a perfect time for a poll. Okay?
You go ahead and put that poll up.
This is what the polls were made for.
Free agencies here.
Because Sundo looked at me like I was crazy, and I want to know if he's right. And he might be. He's very often right with this sort of thing. Who, if I could type.
There's a Gary Trent Jr. still out there. Not happening.
Well, I read an article yesterday, could be false, that said that he is in a situation where he might have to do an Eric Gordon. It didn't say that, but that's how they were describing it. He might have to do a 1-year prove-it deal on a contender to prove his worth and get back in the good graces of the open market next season. So the Suns should be the perfect landing spot for something like that.
Well, obviously it's not happening because we have Okogie and Seti Osman.
I'd take him over Okogie in a heartbeat.
Okay. Luke Kennard's still out there. Or did he just get signed? Or did I just see somebody say he got re-signed just like not that long ago? Somebody check Twitter for me. I think I saw somebody in the chat say that. There's always your boy Gordon Hayward who's still out there. Evan Fournier, Markelle Fultz. Tyus Jones is still out there.
Absolutely.
Bertans,
Tyus Jones, absolutely. Bertans, absolutely.
Absolutely. I absolutely would go with the Bertans for real.
So what are we doing? What are we doing?
I think something you said earlier, it might be true. And the fact that this is a move that they made because no one's signing with them.
Bro.
Like is that just a possibility that no one is?
I just can't imagine that the dudes that you're naming have all been called and offered an opportunity to come play for the Suns, and they've said, click. Ain't no way. Possible? Not all of them. Not all of them.
You're right. I don't know because I'm not in those conversations or having, I'm not a GM, but it's possible.
I think I'll just go with these two. Can I get rid of that? There we go.
Someone says it's time for Pat Bev YYC said.
I'd rather Pat Bev.
Oh man, that's crazy. He said it's time for Pat Bev.
Okay, so here's the poll. And guys, I think we're only sitting at 30 likes. Help us out. If you haven't hit it, it goes a long way with the algorithm for us.
I know you did not just make this, but that's a crazy poll.
Yeah. I want to know if you're right to be looking at me like I'm.
I really like. What has David Roddy showed us?
He hasn't gotten a chance to show us. No. He hasn't gotten a chance. Y'all are, and they're just frying me in this poll. All right, yeah, they're just frying me.
They are frying you, absolutely.
So you guys really would rather keep going with Josh Okogie? Could somebody, baby boy Ruben, could you Google the definition of insanity? Because I don't think anybody knows it.
Oh my goodness, you're not doing this.
Continuing to do the same thing over and over and expecting a new result. You're going to keep throwing him out there thinking this will be the three-pointer he hits. This will be the game where he finds his shooting touch again. It's just not going to happen. And you guys don't even want, like, I would give Roddy a chance. We don't know. But so is it just his thickness and being similarly shaped to Ish that you don't like? Because that's all I ever hear from you when it comes to Roddy.
That's a crazy way to put it. That's hilarious, though. That's a hilarious way to put it. Let me see if they've updated. Roddy? What you mean? What I not like about Roddy? I just don't think he's proven.
And Okogie is proven to be a negative.
He's not a shooter, and he's an undersized 6'4" thick boy power forward. What?
Dumbass little ketchup boy. Says he's not good. Says he's not good in 2K, so trade him for Jalen Brunson.
Hey,
that's
Sally,
how people think this shit works.
That's what people think, bro. That's sadly how people think, bro. For real. Does Coach Bud play rookies? Ted Offensive says, I don't know, but he's going to have to, especially your first round draft pick, right?
That's a great question, Ted. I will actually look into that. I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. So what do you see for Okogie minutes wise this upcoming season? What do you want to see from him?
I'm looking at the team right now. Durant, Bill, Booker, Nurk, obviously. We're going to throw Grayson probably in the starting lineup, or Royce. I don't know how they're going to go with that one, right? So 6th man Royce or Grayson, whichever one you want to go there. Then after that, you got to probably go with a Monte Morris, Ryan Dunn, Bol, Plumlee, right? And I'm going through there. I think at that point, you go Nas Little or Okogie, Jalen Bridges, maybe a Colin Gillespie. So I'm going through here, bro.
So many other players I would rather blindly trust.
I would put Okogie at 10 or 11 for real. Like, as far as how, like, not minutes wise.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. In your heart of hearts, if I said Sundo. This is like a bet, but it's not money. This is for your life. Your life is on the line. You're going to pick a player for the Suns to put in rotation, and whoever performs better through the simulated season, you have to pick the guy who's going to have a better season for the Suns. Jalen Bridges or Okogie?
Bro,
which one are you betting your life on?
Oh, my answer would be Jalen Bridges.
I thought you were going to say Okogie.
No, my answer.
Okay, so
Bridges.
Then why not?
Me and you have been standing for Jalen Bridges ever since we saw him get signed as a UDFA. So let's not even. That's an unfair comparison for me and you.
How is that unfair? Then why is he? Then why not give him $16 million? Why not give him 2 years?
That's not how that works.
I know money-wise. I'm just saying, why not guarantee his contract and give him that roster spot?
Because you can do it later.
Because you think you're going to get something from Goat Okogie.
Or you think that you're going to be able to trade him later or Nas later. Like, what if towards the trade deadline, you're like, hey, we want to sign Jalen Bridges to a full roster deal. We want to get Okogie or Nas off the books. We can get a pick for him. Like, what if that's the move? You know what I mean? There's always moves to be made before the deadline for players like an Okogie or Nas Little that teams will pick up a player, whether they just need a contract or whatever, and you can pick up a second round pick for him. So, I mean, there's plenty of explanations for the future for this, not just, hey, he's going to play a lot. You know what I mean? That's what I think, Jalen Bridges is there for. It's for that.
Are we the only thing that makes sense and yet it still does not make sense? The only thing that would make sense.
Did you see the super chat?
Thank you, Cranky. I've seen worse. Trust me, I gotta tell you about the funniest super chat. Remember Clear the Cobwebs?
I don't remember that.
Okay, well, I'll tell you about that later. Damn it, what was I saying? I was on to something brilliant.
I was telling you that the only thing that I can see in a positive
okay.
Trade him for a pick. You trade Okogie for a pick later.
The only thing that would kind of make sense is if they felt that Okogie's sacrifice to this franchise has run so deep and he's been so loyal to Phoenix and he's helped us accomplish so much that we need to reward him for services rendered the way that they gave Kobe Bryant a lifetime contract basically at the end of his career when his Achilles was blown out. And they said, you know what, Kobe, we're going to pay you like you're still the top player that you used to be because of then why?
I think it's because it's a tradable contract.
It's not tradable when they're going to have to pay him $8 million. I mean, okay. Here's
$8 million's only guaranteed this season, not next year.
That helps. I'm not going to act like that doesn't help.
It's a tradable contract, as well as, like I said, a Nas Little.
Thank you for bringing him up, because if both players were healthy, who would you rather play? Little or Okogie?
I think right now, to me, they're about equal.
Don't you dare.
With the way they played last year, or the lack of playing time they got last year toward the end of the season. They're both about equal. Nas is younger.
Nas can shoot.
Can he? Can he, though? Let's go Google this up real quick. Let's just find out.
Probably
he shot
35?
30% last year, Gabe. Okay?
I told you he couldn't shoot, and you pressed me on it.
For Portland, 23 his rookie year, 35 his sophomore year, 33 the year after.
No, don't give me career. Give me last season.
36 the season before.
Thank you, you little.
No, you didn't let me finish. That was his last year in Portland. 36.
I don't care about Portland.
Last year,
I don't care about Portland.
30%. Last year, 30% for the Phoenix Suns.
The whole year, 30%.
Yes. And I'm giving you a trend. He has not trended over 37% ever. So he's not a shooter. So stop with that narrative.
Okay, and what's Okogie shooting? 3%?
I don't know. Let's
4%?
Because I promised you last year. I'm gonna laugh if his percentage was actually better than we thought last year.
Right? It's like 31%.
Yeah,
I'll die.
Crazy.
I'll be so embarrassed. Please don't say 31. Please don't say 31.
Gabe, it's literally 309, which rounds up to 30, which is over your guy. Oh, he's beating Nas Little by literally 900ths of a percent.
That sucks. I tried to tell you Okogie was a better shooter, and you just wouldn't listen. You just wouldn't.
He's barely a better shooter, Gabe.
Damn.
And let's be honest. I'm looking at Okogie, and through Okogie's career, he's never shot more than 33%, except for with us in 2022. In Minnesota, 29. In Minnesota, 26, 26, 27. He shot 33 with us in 2022. So Okogie's never been a 3-and-D guy anyway. He's just been a D guy. Pause.
Small D guy. Pause. Okay. It's not even a big D guy. Pause. So I don't get it. I feel like there have to be.
Again, there's got to be future thought. It's either one. Okay, there's two thoughts, right? It's a roster spot. We got it. Okay, so we fulfill our CBA. We get a roster spot.
You could do that with a minimum.
You could have, but also I have to believe that the belief is like you said. We like him. We wanted to pay him. It's not going to hurt our cap. And two, you can move that contract later and get some sort of capital back for him, a second or whatever. So I feel like that's the logic behind this, honestly, because I'm kind of with you, honestly. I'm gonna have to chat. He was good on defense, but was a liability on offense. Teams left him wide open on purpose because they knew he wasn't going to hit anything. And if he did, oh well, he hit a shot. He hurt us that one time. So I'm with you on that. But I'm just thinking logically, there has to be a long play for this, not just that he's going to play a bunch of minutes for us.
I think it's overvalued. They overvalue him for some reason.
I don't. Well, that could be it too. But also, once again, it doesn't hurt their cap. It's a bird right deal, and yeah, I mean, it's a bird right. That's the only best way. That's the only way I can put it. It's a bird right deal and it's tradable. That's literally the only thing I can think of logically, future wise. So either way, like you got to relax. It's not that bad. And you got to lay off.
I guess what I'm learning about myself here is that.
What are you learning about yourself?
Is when it comes to Okogie specifically, is that I just didn't want him on the team this upcoming season. I wanted us to do better. I wanted us to move on. This is our third coach that he's been here for.
Did you get a Monte Morris?
And he's not getting better. Yeah.
Did you get a Monte Morris?
Yeah.
Did you get a Kyle Gillespie who you've just been fanning over? Did you sign Jalen Bridges in UDFA? Yeah. Did you get a Mason Plumlee? Damian Lee's back.
These are the most mid moves I've ever heard made to sound like big moves.
We are in a CBA.
We got Mason Plumlee.
We are strapped by a CBA that only lets teams make mid moves at this point.
I get that, but this feels different than just a mid move. This feels like you're taking a guy who two different coaches have used and recycled, sent to the very end of the bench and said, okay, yeah, this piece, no. It makes a little bit of sense, but it doesn't make enough sense. I can't win with this piece. And you're going to be like, you know what? This guy deserves more than minimum money to come back and try again for a third time. Somebody loves Josh Okogie, and God is one of those people.
DC said it. They signed him to possibly trade him mid-season at value. Thank you.
Who's gonna trade for Josh Okogie for more than a minimum contract? Who's gonna pay Josh Okogie $8 million a year?
A team that has to fill a roster spot in a trade, Gabe.
I'd rather sign you in that scenario.
You get part of a multi-team trade. Give us some seconds. Take this guy that you need to fill your roster, because we can't aggregate, right? You can't trade multiple guys. So you got that's what I'm saying.
Okay. My pea brain is starting to understand. I'm getting a pulse of activity in my brain here. So let me ask you a question here. So you're saying, you know how we have Nas at 7.2 million, right?
Right now it's 6.7, but go ahead.
Sorry, 6.7. I taught you that. And so it's like there's only certain players you can trade for, because everybody you trade for, if you were just going to give up Nas, they'd all have to be under 6.7. But this gives you the opportunity to trade for somebody who's 8 million or under.
Well, I mean, you trade him and it creates an exception, and then you call up Jalen Bridges. You trade Nas Little, it creates an exception, and then you call up Colin Gillespie.
I understand what you're saying.
You kind of get what I'm saying here?
I understand perfectly, but I think there might be some people in the chat who need you to explain it to them like they're 5 years old. Not me, them.
Them? I mean, you just create an exception, which allows you to use that exception to sign players.
Meaning?
Right? You use that exception to sign players during the next offseason. And you call up a Jalen Bridges or a Colin Gillespie. What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't really get.
It just allows you to make a bigger signing
because
using that exception. Because we're in the second apron and we can only sign veteran minimum.
Because we've subtracted money from the total.
Yes.
Now you get it. Thank you, bro. God, teaching you that was like pulling, chalk.
Teaching me that.
Gary says if a guy can't shoot 80% from three, Gabe don't want him. Defense, hustle, shooting, passing, and IQ be damned. Give me 15 shooters on my roster. That's not true, Gary. Now, Gary helps me segue into my other point, which is I would feel comfortable with this move if we were in the situation we were in last year where we had 0 defensive players on the team. But now we have Ryan Dunn. Now we have Jalen Bridges. Now we have, well, I don't want to curse Monte Morris by acting like he's a defender and then watch him get cooked. But now we have 2 young, lengthy defenders that you can actually use.
To another Okogie and Nas, so you have 4 guys that you hope would be good defenders. Royce O'Neal's decent, so there's some more, right?
Yeah, so you got Royce and the youngins,
which would make Okogie what?
Useless. Thank you.
Expendable, where you can trade him, create an exception, and get draft capital in a trade during the deadline.
Right.
Okay.
Ruben Oso's not a wing. I mean, Oso's not. I mean, would you characterize Oso as being a defensive player?
He's decent. Yeah, I think
he's not bad.
I think that's why they drafted him for.
Really?
He's good at. Yeah, I think they drafted him because he's a good defender.
I thought they drafted him because he was a good passer.
He's a connector, yes, and they saw him as a good defender.
I thought it was because of his IQ on offense, not his defense. I didn't think his defense was bad, but I didn't think of him as being excessively rangy or explosive.
Go back and watch the tape. He's really heady and really smart on defense.
DC says Bud will use him. I mean, I would have thought, DC, that he was going to use him, but Austin, I don't know if I can put Lively in it. I don't think I could put.
Yeah, that's a little much, but I see what you're saying, though.
In the sense that neither of them score anywhere except for around the rim, I could see that, but DC says Okogie was a secure sign and trade. What did I not listen to? Hey Dot. And by the way, I missed your message because we're literally going live. But yeah, we are going live tonight, as you can see.
It's basically a sign and trade. Basically saying you're going to trade him later.
J-Lo says ceiling is Bam at a bio.
For Oso? That's high praise.
I don't think so. I don't think it works that way. And I would have thought he was going to get used more, DC. But then we went and got Mason Plumlee.
Thank you, Austin. He has been real. You need to listen to Gambo this offseason. He's been keeping us stable.
Yeah, Gambo's definitely trustworthy. Bro definitely has real sources. What's wrong, baby girl?
Talking to your dog.
Got an itchy dog in here.
Adamus Prime says this team ain't it. We basically got 3 unplayable players, Little, Roddy, and now Okogie. What this team on? We should have had signed a small forward point guard small forward power forward for the last spot. Look, man. we said this earlier, and I kind of feel like we didn't have very many options.
Right. Is that the end of the sentence?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We feel like the Suns didn't have very many options.
No, but
we were waiting on Kyle. We were waiting on Kyle Lowry. That was literally the one we were waiting on. He made his decision, and that didn't force us to go with the Okogie deal.
There's still time.
And yes, there also
there's still players available.
Cut Roddy after the summer league and get a player. So y'all guys got to really relax. It's just it doesn't look good because you're looking at this roster saying, "Oh, it's the last roster spot. We can't sign anybody else." But we literally cut Roddy or trade Roddy or cut Nas, which I don't think you're gonna cut Nas. That's too expensive. But you get what I'm saying. Like there are options you can cut somebody else and sign another minimum player.
Gary says you guys have the most expensive roster.
Thank you, Gary.
In the history of the league, your biggest payroll. You should be shocked you got what you got.
Thank you, Gary.
Like, that doesn't change the fact that there's still players looking for minimum contracts. I
don't think they're looking for minimum contracts, bro. Some players are looking for more. And as you can see, there are still people getting signed. Like this has been the slowest free agency this offseason, but as you can see, players are still getting signed. Oh my gosh.
Somebody got
Sadiq Bey. What did Sadiq Bey just get?
I know. People did think he was going to get a minimum, and he got more than the minimum.
That's what I'm saying. So these agents are doing their job. They're making these teams wait, making these players wait. Hey, there's going to be some money out there. It's just going really slow. And so you keep saying there's players out there that are going to take a minimum. I think these players are just biding their time. This is the slowest free agency we've had ever.
Me and Mac are on the same page. We both think that that y'all are sleeping.
Roddy is better than Josh Okogie. Okay,
comparatively.
I mean, that's what you think. We haven't seen him enough to know. That's just what I'm saying.
So just because you haven't seen him, but don't you already feel like you know what you know about Okogie? Do you expect Okogie to get better this season? Do you think he's going to be a plus on offense? Because I feel like that's misguided. I feel like that's wishful thinking that I'm not really willing to do anymore for him. I'll do it for other players, obviously. You know what I mean? It's like the leash that he has with you guys is like, Okogie can just go stink it up for 2 seasons, 2 coaches. Both coaches give up on him. Both seasons can't shoot more than 34% from 3. But that wouldn't be a big deal, okay? I wouldn't care, Sundo, that he only shoots 30% per game from 3. I wouldn't care if the number one thing I saw him doing wasn't shooting 3s. But that's all this dude does on offense is stand in the corner. The defense,
that was all he was allowed to do per coaching.
The defense baits. Okay, well then what else do you want him to do? Run point? You want him to play center and post up?
Drive and kick. Use your athleticism.
I don't hate his drive and kick, but the drive is negated when your defender is parked in the paint waiting on it. There is no opportunity for a blow-by if there's no one to blow past because they're just waiting for you. Like you're Ben Simmons. Like you're Giannis. Remember that video? But remember that clip of your guy Blake Griffin clamping Giannis for like a full 24-second clock, and Giannis has no opportunity to shoot, and he's just trying to find a way in to the paint, but Blake's just staying in the paint waiting on him. It's like that. There's no offense to be had or created by him. You're 5-on-4 when he's on the court. I just want a guy who's not 5-on-4. If he could hit a floater, I'd feel comfortable. You know, there's that space between the 3-point line and where they sag to. If he could take a couple of dribbles and launch a floater and get that floater to go in 50% of the time. Can't do that though. There's just nothing. There's nothing to be done on offense from him. So I guess what I want is to get rid of the players on our team that can't do anything on one side or the other. What happened?
I'm just looking at some quick statties for the shooters that you say are around our team. And I'm just looking at Grayson Allen shot 46% from 3-point range. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Roy shot 37 last year.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at who we had around.
37's still good.
Monty Moore's still at 38.
Little is still on the roster because we have
contract. It's a contract.
We just haven't moved him. I think it's just someone who hasn't been moved yet.
It's a contract.
Yeah, he will likely get moved. But think about this. Last season, around this time, we had dudes like Keon Get Off My Team Johnson on the court and stuff. So it's like, I'd rather have, if the worst we're throwing out here is Okogie and Little, that's better than
Keon Johnson. I forgot about Keon Johnson.
Remember that? Bro. Your boy, you made a hard argument for him.
I did not.
You know?
I did not. Alan Snow says trade Roddy. Look, man.
They probably will.
They probably will.
They're looking at that
until February. I'm sorry that you guys are impatient.
And so Sundo, I guess I am being a little impatient, but also greedy because we're like arguing past each other in a way. You're saying, well, we can still make moves. I think what I'm saying is I want 2 moves. I wanted to use Okogie's spot for someone and
I agree.
Roddy's spot for someone.
I said in the chat, all I wanted was for that last spot was somebody to help, whether it was Kyle Lowry or someone else. Apparently that's not going to happen now. And they signed Okogie. The only thing that they can do left is cut Roddy after the summer league and then use that spot to give us another player. If you want a move immediately, other than that, y'all are going to have to be patient and wait until February. It's just that simple.
Well, let's go ahead and eliminate one of these players now because you already know you want Jalen Bridges, and it's very likely. I don't think Jalen Bridges would have came to the Suns because he had options.
True.
So I think, barring him coming out there and stinking it up like Carlton, and you know what episode I'm talking about. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Give the ball to Will.
Okay, unless something like that happens, he's making the team. So who does he take? It's not Okogie anymore because Okogie's the golden boy. Gogie's the $16 million man.
You have until when to give your two-way a full contract?
Well, let's say after. Oh yeah, we could keep Bridges all season until the playoffs. You're right.
That's my point. So
right. I tried to explain that to you, and you just wouldn't listen. So we don't have to make a spot for him. Okay.
Until February, because that's the trade deadline.
Right.
Okay.
Well.
Okay.
Look, it's not the end of the world.
Okay. We all
if you've got Little and.
We get your boy Isaiah Wong here, which is not going to happen.
Hater. And real quick, let me just tell everybody, if you guys would have saw his Miami highlights, it would have blown your effing nips off.
Gosh, here we
but
go.
YouTube was copywriting it, so I couldn't put his Miami highlights in. Y'all would have loved Wong just as much as me if you saw him at Miami. Go on.
But no, I'm just saying, like, we have until February to make moves, okay? We just got to be patient, dude. Sorry, I know everybody's impatient because things happened so fast last year with all these trades happening. It just seemed last year, we got Kevin Durant, oh my gosh, it can't get much better than this. We got Bradley Beal, oh my gosh, it can't get much better than this. And all this stuff was happening. Well, new CBA is here, and that doesn't happen anymore. And so I know people are just impatient, but like there's a plan. Josh Okogie probably more likely will be traded by the trade deadline. So let's just relax, take a breath, chill. Okay.
It's not the end of the world if the worst players on our roster are Nas and Roddy, right?
I don't know. There's a lot of people in chat who hate it. So,
but I would just love for them to be able to.
Once again, I'm going through here, and let's be real. How many players play in the rotation a game
during the season because of the injuries? I think it matters for us.
It does matter. But I'm just saying on a regular basis, not resting players, not injuries. Who, like, how many players are going to play? 10, 9, let's say 10. Because that seemed to be the average last year with Vogel. I don't know how Bud's going to coach, but he seemed to run 10 players in rotation a game. Sometimes two ways got to play, some other players didn't get to play, but it seemed like 10 players.
True.
So let's go through this. 10 players. Durant, Beal, Booker, Nurk.
We know
Allen,
the starting five.
O'Neal,
yeah.
Bol. You're going to play Ryan Dunn some. You're going to play Plumlee some, Damian Lee, and Monte Morris. I literally left Okogie off the list, Roddy off the list, Nas Little. I haven't even gotten to Oso or Jalen Bridges, who we know are probably going to get the minutes.
So why would you pay the guy that you're leaving off the list
to
$8 million
later in a deal to get capital later?
Okay, but don't be surprised.
But
don't be surprised when other teams are like, we don't really feel like giving Okogie $8 million.
That's the beauty. Like his contract's not guaranteed next year, so they don't have to.
So they can, yeah. We better hope so, man. Better hope so. You better hope you're the cap wizard you say you are and claim to be.
I'm a cap wizard. I'm just telling y'all got to relax, okay? like there is a plan. We don't have a first coming up. We only have, Lord, I don't even know what seconds we have next year. Do we have any seconds next year?
25. No. You can look on Fanspo. I don't think we do. I think our next one's 2028.
I'm trying to look on Spotrac because they usually have that
or
stuff. Or
Spotrac, yeah.
Suns. Where would I find it at here?
Try to make a trade and click picks. Abdemus Prime says, only way these make sense is if we trade him, Gabe. It makes sense. Okay, I will hold faith in Sundo alone.
All right, so real. Oh my gosh, this isn't even upgraded. We have that 2028 Boston second round pick. We just picked up that 2026 second round pick from the Nuggets and a 2031.
Really?
Is that what it was? Somebody remind me. Remember, it's 26 Broski, 28 and 31. Thank you. So we don't even have a second round pick next year. So it's very possible that you start moving these players for second round draft capital. So yes, be patient. You need to pick up that draft capital next year. So yes, you use Okogie for a trade at the deadline. That's what I'm seeing here. There's no way around it. So
okay. So let's just improv this real quick. I'm another team. I'm another team. You're James Jones, and you want to pitch me Okogie. So
you have.
Hello, James. How's it going, bro?
It's not that you have to insert him.
Okogie. How much?
You have to
$8 million.
Oh my gosh! Are you gonna listen to me, damn it?
The hell off my phone!
You have to insert him into a deal. It's like that's going to be a 3-team deal. Let's say there's a trade that goes on, and the team needs to pick up a certain salary.
Something to make things fit. Something to make things match.
Fit. You say, "Here's Okogie." You take him. Give us some draft capital. That's how it's going to work.
Okay.
Or maybe a team needs to fill a roster spot, and they have to because that's the rules by the CBA. Then you move Okogie for draft capital.
I think I'm just gonna this whole upcoming season, any failures we have, I'm just gonna levy at your feet.
That's fine. I don't care. Whatever.
It's gonna be on you.
What's is it gonna kill me? What's new? Always gaslighting my ass. Don't matter.
Okay.
What's new?
Well, just trying to tell you, I'm worried about Okogie's payments.
Oh my gosh, y'all are hilarious, man.
I know.
It'll be okay.
I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna trust you.
There are plenty of other players on this roster that I believe are better that are going to be playing toward the end of the season. Bridges, Iguodaro, Monte Morris, Damian Lee, Ryan Dunn. Like, I think Nas Little and Okogie and David Roddy won't be on this team in February. That's my belief. And they will be smart about it, and they will move these guys for capital or other players. I'm not doing a Carlton dance, Ruben. Chill out. You're getting on some
what
real
up, Nathaniel? Ruben, you ain't like us.
You're hilarious.
I know, Prime. I'm thinking I'm having the same mental block that you are with this 8 million because the number feels wrong.
But
it's just a mental block.
Yeah, I was surprised too because I said, oh, okay, we got Okogie back. I was like, all right, cool. Let me go check. And I looked and it said 2 years. And then I looked and it said 1.6. And I went, 1.6, 16 mil. What are we doing? And then I was like, okay, bird rights deal makes sense.
Yeah, you're like, where's the decimal to make it 1.6 million?
Yeah, no, seriously, that's really what it was. Like, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was just like, rub my eyes, like, there's no way. So, look, we can talk about it.
All right, I think
mad. Fine. Can we talk about Summer League in 2 days?
For sure. But last thing I want to say on Okogie is just that I think I will be willing to be patient per your request and trust that they have done a pretty good job of being cap ninjas this offseason. So I'll just trust that this move was done in good faith. You know what I mean? That they probably did it for a reason, and I'll just trust that I'm too dumb to understand because clearly that part is true.
Bro used my government name in a super chat. What is happening?
Whoa! I was gonna gaslight and say who's Nick Fulton, but you gave it up.
Bro used my government name and everything. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's on Twitter somewhere, so it's not that big.
Probably.
That's still crazy.
You've got fans. No one's saying you don't have fans.
What will I look like with hair? You can find it. There's pictures. I'm sure one of these creepy people are looking around. All
right. Next topic: Summer League. 2 days. Did you see? What's his face's tweet? It's funny. I was looking for him, and it was the first thing that pulled up on Twitter. So let me go to his page, Zona, AZ Sports Zone. You guys know him. Big Suns account. Guy's got good information. Says he's predicting the Suns' Summer League lineup. So he's got Oso at the center, Ryan Dunn at the 4, Jalen Bridges is at 3, David Roddy at the 2.
At the 2? No. Why would Roddy be at the 2?
Well, maybe you swap Bridges and Roddy as 2 and 3. Well,
sure, we'll put Roddy at the 2.
Okay. Roddy's kind of a combo guard. He's a freaking
he's an undersized power forward. Stop it.
Well, and then starting point guard, who do you think he's got?
Isaiah Wong.
I wish. No.
Boo Booey.
No. There's a third name that's apparently going to start over them, and it's a vet, Quindary Weatherspoon. Quindary Weatherspoon.
Nah, it's got to be Wong or Boo Booey.
He says expect Boo Booey and Isaiah Wong to get heavy run too. Could even start over Bridges for fit. You looking up Quindary?
Oh, this no.
Quindary Weatherspoon is a football running back or defensive back name.
It really does sound like that.
Straight up. Like, the fact that he's not in the NFL with that name is mind-blowing.
But anyway, I'm really excited to see what Ryan Dunn. I'm really excited to see that what Jalen Bridges said. Hey, Ryan Dunn's been showing out in practices as far as when it comes to shooting. So I'm ready for him to prove us right that he can shoot well in at least some sort of games in some sort of game action, right? Like, I'm ready to see that. I'm ready to see Jalen Bridges play for real. I think that he's going to step it up big time. And then also Oso, really the big three. But really, I want to see what this Boo Booey kid does. I want to see what Isaiah Wong does. I kind of hope that we actually make it to the playoffs so we can watch more games. So it's not nearly as bad as it was the last 2 seasons. There was no hope the last 2 seasons for our summer league teams. So I do actually have better expectations.
Or sorry, it looks like J-Lo from that far. Gio. My apologies. Says, don't sleep on my boy Quindary. I'm gonna look into him. All right. I promise I'll look in and see and give you guys a report. Maybe not in video unless it seems like he's that good. Vision says, wasn't he on the Warriors? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know anything about him. So yeah, Gio likes him. Sam is saying, are you going to do a play-by-play for the Summer League games? We are, Sam. And, you know, people that have been following the channel for a while know that we've always done Summer League. Even the worst of the worst. We're talking, we don't know any of the players' names. We don't care any of the players' names. So we're just giving them names about like what they look like. Like, remember there was Baby Bow Wow. That was fun.
Baby Bow Wow.
Still don't know his name. There was Mirza Bender because he looked like Mirza Teletovic, but he had Bender's number, so we called him Mirza Bender. You know, but this season, this Summer League,
or there's the 2 Exhibit 10s, Boo Booey and Tyree Samuel, right?
Yeah.
Jalen Bridges, Oso, Wong. We thought Conn Gillespie would be playing there, but apparently not. So yeah, man, there's a lot to be excited about the Summer League for real. Like, dudes that we actually know and are excited to watch.
Hell yeah. A first-round draft pick. What a mitzvah for all of us. We get to watch a first-rounder out there.
For the first time since
Sticky Boy. But Sticks didn't have anyone with him. That was where, like, those
that was the
players,
Baby Bow Wow year.
Yeah. They were like basically going out of their way not to pass to him.
Yeah, dude. It was the Baby Bow Wow year where they were just like, I'm getting mine.
Yeah.
Just imagine coaching that team. Coach Kevin Young was doing the best he could, bro. Coach Kevin Young was doing the best he could, man. Gosh, man, that was a bad time. I remember watching it. Kevin Young's out there trying to coach, trying to make sure the Summer League team's looking good. Sticks out there getting ignored. We had freaking Mr. Orange in the crowd. Man, dark times. Dark times in the Summer Leagues, bro.
Who could have seen that coming, bro? You know? Damn. Hey, Mr. Orange.
Stop it. Stop it.
It's, you know,
stop it.
It was
Stop
shocking.
it.
I'm just saying it was shocking.
Stop it. Okay.
But no, there's a starting 5 of players that we are excited to watch, and there's almost 5 other players off the bench that we know their names. We're excited to watch them play, and we're definitely going to be here live streaming that
Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday's at 9 p.m. our time, 10 p.m. Eastern. That's the first game. Then the next game is Tuesday at 2 p.m.
Primetime Sundo hours.
No, I will be at work.
2
p.m.
You're gonna be driving home from work, right?
Yeah, I'll be driving home from work during that time.
So Sundo car stream.
I don't know. We'll see.
Just get one of those things that sticks to your windshield and it holds your phone like a camera mount.
Do you know where we can watch these games? Probably ESPN and NBA TV. They usually show them. So there's always that.
I definitely think it'll be on regular TV. Yeah. We'll be able to watch all of them.
So like 2 p.m. Wednesday, 6 p.m., Thursday, 2 p.m. And then after that, if we do well, then the playoffs start that weekend.
Nathaniel says Webb is such a great fit. Who's Webb? We got a dude named Webb I need to look into.
Playback is only for regular season games. Summer League isn't that regular season covered.
I think you owe baby boy Ruben an apology.
What I owe him?
Because I think Playback does have Summer League games.
Is Summer League games part of League Pass?
Well, it's NBA. It's NBA property.
That's the thing. Of the League Pass?
No, but I'm pretty sure.
Then.
But I was on there the other day, and I'm pretty sure they had Summer League. I was looking for Olympic, and they had Summer League stuff going on.
Let's double check. Let's find out.
You know,
upcoming.
Lufa says it's on NBA TV.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it shows. Well, maybe were they actually showing the Summer League game, or were they just watching the Summer League game?
I think it was Summer League game coverage.
Yeah. All right. Well,
we might be on playback music. We might be playback music.
Hey, I can't wait. It's been a minute since
I know.
Playback music. I'll take it.
Seriously.
I'll take it if it's on playback for real. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And how many games do we get?
4 for sure.
I think this team will make the playoffs.
Saturday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, wait, there's not really a playoff or a tournament, right? They just say whoever has the best record.
Well, if you have the best record, there's a playoff after that.
They should put Okogie in the Summer League.
Oh, we forgot about David Roddy. We left David Roddy off the list for the Summer League team.
So I will just in case, this probably won't happen, but I'll give you a chance to change your opinion on David Roddy.
Nope, don't need to.
You might. You might like him.
Don't need to.
You know? I could see him hooping.
I
could see my boy hooping, yes. Because he has a bag.
He is an undersized-ish Wainwright.
He's literally exactly the same height as Ish Wainwright.
Ish Wainwright was 6'6", wasn't he?
With platform shoes on.
Where's Baby Mallow at when you need him?
Seriously.
He'll correct you. Okay.
Alan Snow said we should all go to Vegas. You know, the guy that emails us for Bleacher Report was like, did you get that?
Yeah, I got that when he was like, man, I'm going to be there if you want to meet up. And I'm like, man, that'd be cool.
I wish I wasn't a broke bitch. You know, I wish I could just go to Vegas.
Yeah, man, for real. If I wasn't poor, you know. Speaking of which, he did email me back. Here we go.
He flying us out?
No, this is for Airtable.
Oh, okay. Any other Suns topics you guys got in mind that you want to talk about? We're down to just, you know. Austin says, I'll pay for you to go to Vegas. Perfect.
Oh, my gosh.
Line up the tickets.
Okay. Let me get on the Airtable. Psych. Let me get on here because apparently we can still claim it now because they're behind. So Sundo's going to do.
Oh yeah, Ernesto. Ernesto, if you want, actually don't do this because this would be punishing. I was gonna say if you wanted to, you could go back and watch our summer league coverage, but don't do that. I mean, it was probably probably a lot of funny things done and said, but I mean, we've always covered summer league. Yeah, I probably am, Lester. I'm probably maybe a little shorter than Roddy, but he's a hell of a lot more strong than me. Bro is built. Alan, I don't know. I doubt it. Be blocked out. Ruben says our new starting lineup for next season. You want to talk about the lineup next season? Let me tell you what my lineup would be if I was in charge.
Okay.
Beal at the 1. Book. Ryan Dunn. Sight unseen. Kevin Durant. Nurk Daddy. I got 2 dynamic scorers in the backcourt, a clamper at the 3, Kevin Durant, the greatest weapon of all time, at the 4.
Ends up playing his way into starting lineup, that would be a huge W for the front office.
And then I've got Goosey Boy coming off the bench.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be Beal, Booker, Grayson, Durant, and Nurk. Right. That's what I think is going to end up happening.
Now,
I think because also Grayson played for Bud, so Bud knows what he's getting.
Right, you're right. He probably will. And Bud had him in the starting lineup, and he played playoff minutes in the starting lineup.
So
you're right. You're right. It ain't going to be him. That's a great point that I told you, and you wouldn't listen, and then now you bring it up, and it's like you want to make me look bad. That's fine. But no, that is a genius. Ted says Royce might start over Grayson. I think with that Bud familiarity, he can use Grayson to help teach his offense to the rest of the team. That's having a guy who knows your system in the starting lineup who can help while he's out there. Be like, no, it's this. No, it's that.
Right.
You know?
Ernesto says, is our goal to be swept again in the playoffs? No. Our goal is actually to win some games in the regular season so that we don't get a crappy matchup like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, the West is so stacked, there's not really a good matchup.
There's a Beal off the bench topic being brought up. What are your thoughts on that at this point? Have they changed?
It's not going to happen. 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 Because it's just not going to happen.
Why?
If it does, then I would be happy to be wrong. Give him 6th player of the year. But it's not going to happen.
What makes you so confident? Is it the braids?
What is it? The braids? That 55 mil? That's what makes me confident.
Okay. That is the best argument against it, you know? I don't like that argument. I like to win. And I think you put yourself at a advantage having Beal run the bench unit. But
that's why you got Monte Morris, though.
No, I get it. I don't mean running. He could run it at the 2. And he would get to be the 2. You know, he wouldn't have to play point. He'd get to play his natural position versus players that are not starters.
So here's my hope with Beal. Knock on wood. All right, everybody knock on wood. Okay. There's no signs of health before we start the season. So just keep knocking on that wood. He's going to come into the season ready to go. I think Bud's going to treat him right, make sure he gets his rest throughout the season. I think there will be some load management there, but that's my hope for Beal. We're knocking on wood, okay? I'm still knocking on wood right now. Knock. Okay, like, see, Austin even says we played Beal too much, and their health did plague this team last year. We had to play dudes. Remember what I kept saying about Frank? I was like, bro, can we bench play? We kept playing Kevin Durant 40 minutes in the regular season. The game Gabe.
He wanted to be out there.
He had to. It was that or Keita Bates Diop. Like, he had to play 40. He had to carry this team as Booker and Beal kept hurting hamstrings and backs.
Keita looked like he was learning how to play basketball for the very first time. Like, he was suffering amnesia. It was like, I think it's like this.
I kept trying to cover, buddy. Making excuses for KBD big time.
I wanted him to be good, but damn.
Big Merc, second squad will be much better this year than it was last year. Remember, we were playing Yuta, KBD, Jordan Goodwin, Okogie, Chimezi Metu, and Eubanks. Saban Lee.
Bro, and we thought our bench was so lit. We thought our bench was lit. And it was shit. Okay? Like, damn. I still like Metu. I maintain that Metu could have worked on this team.
Yeah, Metu had to get traded because he was an interesting prospect to move.
To give up to get Royce. But yeah, I think you're onto something with the main thing of importance is, can Beal start the season and remain healthy throughout? Because what was it, like 17 games until we got to see those dudes play together for the first time?
About 20. We didn't see him play together. No, and then Durant rolled his ankle before we got to see him play together. I think we didn't get to see the big three play together for real, all together until what, December?
Right.
I'm really trying to remember. It was that late.
Lester Neal says, you guys forget the D. Lee comeback. That's a big part of it too, bro.
We didn't forget it, but that adds more depth, bro. That adds more depth. Like, if you start going through the bench, to
he's in that second five.
Yeah, to our guy, Big Merc. Like, this second team is much better. Much better. Whether it's so you could literally, like I said, go back through it. You go through here. Let's just say we're starting Grayson. You got Royce, Bobo, Dunn, D-Lee, Plumlee, Monte Morris. I hadn't even gotten to the Iguodala or the two ways yet. All those names I'm somewhat comfortable playing and want to see play before I even get to Nas, Roddy, and Okogie. Like,
it'd be so interesting when this new 2K comes out. I'm gonna do a video, or we could stream live and be messing around and doing it. I want to put these two teams versus each other in a game. Last year's Suns and this year's Suns. And see how that game comes out.
This year's Suns' bodies, I promise you.
Well, we hope so.
Let's talk about Isaiah Thomas. No, we're not talking about that no more. Okay, he was supposed to change everything for the Suns. Okay.
Oh,
he was supposed to change everything for the Suns. Okay, we have 20K views to prove it.
Everybody's got a plan until you hire Frank Vogel, okay? And then Frankie Vogel shows up and says, yeah, he ain't changing shit. Remember when Vogel came out and goes, before the game gets started, I have an announcement. I won't be playing Isaiah Thomas. So before anybody wants to ask anything about me playing that little midget,
really didn't he?
I ain't playing him. Really so don't ask or do.
He really didn't he? Yes, IT changes everything for the Suns 3 months ago. 12K views. And what happened, Gabe?
We got cooked. All right.
Because Frank Vogel said, just so you know, he's riding the bench. Okay.
There's a small part of me, a small part that thinks maybe he saw that title of the video. I doubt he watched it, but maybe he saw it and said, press conference now! No, before the game!
Austin, chill out. Austin, this is what do you? We got to do something. Okay, bruh. He says y'all got to stop hyping the pass.
Well, okay, but for the record, the context at the time was we had 0 point guards. We were turning the ball over 18 times a game. Meanwhile, IT finally comes back healthy and is averaging over 35 a game, shooting 60% from 3 in the G League. So it's like, well, here's a veteran point guard, and he was also playmaking for others very well. 4 or 5 games in a row, he scores over 30, 35 points a game. And it's like, well, here we go. A guy who can clearly still shoot, a guy that can orchestrate the offense, and Frank's like, not so fast. Okay? Not so fast.
Saban Lee. Saban Lee. Okay? We thought Monty was hard-headed until we got the white German whatever
you know what's funny? I don't even know why my mind went there too, but it went to something about white people being more stubborn, which I don't even know if that's true. I don't even think that's true, but it's like, yeah.
Didn't want to talk about T.O. Yeah, we thought T.O. was going to be decent, dude. But hey, T.O.'s on the Valley Suns though, so what can we say? He's still here.
Yeah, he's on the G League team, so that's something to look at.
Big Merc, my favorite unemployed player is Frank Kaminsky, Frank the Tank, bro. I'll never forget what he did for us in Game 6.
That was funny. Or the time that Tori and Eric were streaming live with us, and bro went off for like 40 points. And they were so mad. They were so mad. I gotta go back and find that.
Suns Valley will never forget what Frank Kaminsky has done for us personally, okay? We will never forget.
Huncho is so late to the party. Comes in 2 years, 16. Effing Okogie, we're effed. Real quickly, could you just explain to Huncho in a nutshell why it's not a big deal?
Huncho, real quick. So we gave him a bird rights deal, so it doesn't count against the cap. Apparently, teams are willing to give him 6. That's what the reports are in the market. So we got him back. Okay. Not only that, it's a very tradable contract because next year isn't guaranteed. So you can, during February, when a team needs to pick up a contract, you can trade him for draft capital that you don't have next year because you don't have a first or a second.
Now do.
Yeah. So you can trade Okogie or Nas Little at the deadline and start picking up capital. I think that's the plan. So
how much of that is your plan, like your spin, and how much of that do you feel like is concrete, the actual thing happening? Like, what are you basing this on?
I'm basing this on what Gambo said, what Bourget said, and what everybody else has said on Twitter, right?
Yeah, that's good.
So this is not just my thought. This is also what people are saying on Twitter that we trust. Okay, so it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Austin says he misses campaign. Is campaign still
available? Yes, absolutely still available. And if you would have told me that we would have had campaign over Okogie, I would have. Yes. Just because he says Game 6 campaign's a thing. That's hilarious.
That's a move. Am I wrong?
What?
That's a move that needs to be made. Now that Fat Boy Lowry, BBL Lowry.
No, I think we need to get I honestly do think that, and I was now I'll give you your flowers. We probably could have really used the Dario Sarge type.
But I think he might have got too much money. What Denver
give him? He did. I mean, he did get too much money. But I mean, because Bo is your only power forward, and David Roddy, but he's undersized. So I think you could have afforded to get another power forward / wing. But I mean, Ryan Dunn also could be looked at as a power forward too. So there's always that. But
yeah, I think that's the move that I want to focus on now. If I'm the Suns,
Ruben says, how do NBA players stay rich when they retire? They invest their money. Just don't be like your boy Antonio Davis, and you'll be okay.
It helps if you have somebody that understands money.
Mm-hmm.
Because I sure
as hell don't. Oso could play 4.
I can explain why not.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can explain why not. Okay. I suppose, Ted, in a world where you're doing small ball and you've got Durant at the 5, that works. But I don't believe for sure that Oso can guard the perimeter. Now, when you're the 4, you're tasked with guarding someone at the perimeter. That means lateral movement is important.
I'm hitting with the lateral movement.
I'm hitting him with the lateral movement is very important. And they don't, and I don't know if he has that on defense, and also can't shoot a lick. So you can't have a 5 out there and a 4 out there at the same time. Yusuf Nurkic, Mason Plumlee. Do we have any other centers on the? You know what I'm saying? We don't have. There's no one you could put at the 5 who can be on the perimeter on offense, so that Oso can be in the paint on offense.
Whoa.
Sorry, does that make sense? Right?
Yeah, you make sense. Lit says Durant doesn't work at the 5.
Well, but remember, Lit. I'm just saying. You remember we did that.
There was a lot of times when we did that small ball lineup where Durant was the 5, and it literally
saved the game.
I mean, it literally saved the game. I believe, don't quote me here, in that Nuggets game, that's what we did.
Yeah. And you talking about the one that we won?
The one we won, yes.
I think we beat him like 2 times at the end of the season.
There was a game we won where Durant came at the 5, and we ended up coming back, and it was a really good win. It was because he was playing the 5.
By the way, and by the by, pull up your Twitter, please, and try to find that picture of Kevin Durant standing next to Joel Embiid and your girl Kay McAdams interviewed on Bleacher Report. I saw it on Bleacher Report, interviewed KD today, asking him about his height. Because
6'9".
And this bro wants to say he's 6'9", and they're all lying about their height. That they're the liars. That it was God's plan to show you the liars. Okay? And he's 6'9", in his opinion. And he says, I'm telling the truth. I'm 6'9". And she's like, well, but you look exactly as tall as Joel Embiid. And he goes, yeah, I think he's 6'9", or something like that. So can you just explain to me what's going on there? Did you see the picture?
Yeah, Kevin Durant's always had never wanted to call himself 7 foot.
But what if he's telling the truth? Because I almost believe it's more believable that everyone else. Because dude, everybody lies about their height. Everybody lies. Everybody goes with the best version you've ever put forward. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody goes with the tallest you've ever been recorded with shoes.
Aiden was upset whenever he measured out at 6'11". He's like, no,
I'm 7'1". I'm 7'1". He said that to 2K. He was trying to get 2K to make him 7'1". I remember that.
I don't know why we're having this conversation. This is such a wild conversation.
So the question is, if he's really that tall, do you feel more comfortable with him playing the 5 as a stretch 5? I do.
Yes.
He defends the rim well. I don't want him going up against Jonas.
You probably should have just led with that instead of giving this long roundabout question.
Well, just trying to tell you about Katie's height. You know.
There was a question here here we go. Jeremy says Gordon Hayward on vet men. Of course.
That's a move.
I don't care what he says. He's injury prone. My guy, Gordon Hayward on a vet men. Let's do it.
I want him. I think he fits this team. I think he can help us win because we're defense. Probably.
You just can't play defense.
Probably.
But that's therefore a shooter-scorer move, not a defensive move.
Hayward Payne, says Lester. So which one of those guys would you rather have, Hayward or Payne?
Hayward, Payne, or Crowder? It's Hayward. Hayward, Crowder, Payne in that order.
I think we need to make a video.
We can
Quick.
do that later because it is now 10:40. It's bedtime.
Quick.
No.
In and out.
Nope.
Bob's your uncle.
Nope.
There's
if I didn't have to drive tomorrow, yes, but I have to drive tomorrow. I can't kill the dudes that are in my carpool. So I need to go to bed.
Wow.
It'd be one thing if I could wake up and then take a quick nap when I get back in the carpool, but I drive tomorrow, so it's a no for me, dog.
Wow.
When Lester says Sundo pool,
You know.
anyway,
I think you got just enough time. We get out of here real quick, and then you're like, blah, 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 and then it's done. And then you're snoring. You're the one that's like, let's get this money.
I'm also like, let's get this sleepy. Okay.
So fucking true. All right.
Look, hurry up. Let's go.
All right. Well,
Hurry
if we're
up.
gonna
always want to waste my time. You want to have this 15-minute conversation?
no conversations.
I don't even know what the premise of the video is.
Oh, you will. You will.
All right. Well,
sing us away.
Sons sign Okogie. Sons sign Okogie. I know you niggas is mad, but sons sign Okogie.
Oh, Voldemort. Email.